We are back for the player ratings. Matching. It's embarrassing. You've embarrassed me.
No.
It's brilliant though. It's great to be back. First 60 minutes, I was thinking, oh dear, here we go again. But then some fight there at the end. A couple of subs come on, changes the game completely. So we get a point from the game. Could have been a lot worse. I think it also could have been a lot better. So we will proceed. Sam Slocum.
Couldn't have done anything about the first. The second one was a bit central, but I think it was very, very well struck by Asante. Like, it was very, very difficult to save that, I think.
Yeah.
I think he was okay. Dropped a couple, but he's conceded 2, so I'll probably go for a 6.
Yeah, I'll agree. I was going to say 6 as well. Completely agree with what you said. I think for the second it is central. Probably, could do a little bit more, but you take it. We will go.
Got left wing back.
We'll go Chickson. I was just going to say that as well. Read my mind. Thought he was really good today. His crosses were a little bit off, I thought, maybe. But nonetheless, I think he was fantastic. He did really well down that left-hand side today. So much so, it's convinced me that I think, for me now, he starts there every game.
Yeah. I always praise how good his crossing ability is. Today, he just seemed to not back himself in some situations.
Yeah.
There's a couple of situations where I thought, get it in the box. Especially first off when we had Cairo on, and then you've got that bit more of an aerial threat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought he was okay. It's a really hard one, isn't it? We have some of these games where we're really, really off it. I wouldn't say poor. I don't think we were terrible first half. I've said it in my other video. I got a lot of pelters for saying that on Twitter, but I don't think we were terrible. But then we go and produce that after 60 minutes. So it's like we're marking 2 different games. So if I'm going to go on average for Chickson, I'd probably say 6.5.
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to say 6. I think crossing was a little bit off at times. Better get an 8 from Jim.
I'm too scared to not give an 8.
Yeah, so we'll just skip to Jim, give him an 8 now. No, I'm joking. Yeah, Chickson, I'm going to go 6. Just a little bit under for me. I think it was, it was a good performance, but it wasn't, nothing outstandingly special. We will move, we'll go to the other side, Nemain. First half, great.
I thought first half was good, second half was just a bit lax. I know he's a professional footballer that's had a pre-season, but was he tiring a little bit? I'm not 100% sure. I mean, it's physically, I'd say it's as tiring as playing central midfield, box to box. It's probably more tiring because there's a lot of sprints involved.
Yeah.
I think he was played there to try and deal with Dobra, who's obviously very, very, very good, and I thought he dealt with him pretty well.
Yeah.
Attacking wise, first half was good, second half wasn't quite as good, so I'll probably go. I think I'm going to go 6.
I think I'm going to give him a 5 actually. I thought first half, in a team.
Very good.
Yeah, in first half he was very good.
Just had a bad second half.
Yeah, it really did in my opinion. I think second half he was just really sloppy, and I think it does, like you said, go down to tiredness. So yeah, I'm going to give him a 5. That's just my opinion. You know what? We'll go for the skipper. Let's go, Kyle Cameron. Gets absolutely taken down. I actually missed what happened to him because it was off the ball, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But it, he doesn't go down easy, so it must have been something.
I'd be interested to see it and we will be able to see it because obviously it'll be on the highlights. I don't really know what to say. I've got more to say about the other centre backs. Really, it's just Kyle Cameron performance, isn't it?
Stepped out.
Yeah, he did.
Really well.
But then again, his inner defence has conceded 2, and the defending for both is not very good.
Yeah.
It's not fantastic. I'm going to go for a 6.
Yeah, 6 for me too. We'll go for Baldwin then. Comes off, doesn't he, near the end? Looks like it could be his Achilles again that he's been struggling with. But all in all for me today, sloppy.
Yeah, and I don't want it to be glossed over. He did a very, very good run where he took about 3 players out of the game, and it's progressive run. It's what we usually see from Cameron. But there were times when I just thought he's not 100% ready. Luke Williams has said it. I know we're 4 games in. He's only played 3 of them, if I remember correctly. I don't think he didn't play against Gateshead. Not quite 100% there. I know he didn't play much football last season at all. Luke Williams says we're going to see better from him when he starts to get more of those games in. I also want to see him in a back 4 with Cameron, which I think we will see, judging on Luke Williams' presser.
Yeah.
But I agree. I don't think he was as poor as you're going to give him. I'm going to give him a 6.
I'm going to go 5. I think he was.
First one might have been ruthless.
Well, I'm just being honest. This is my opinion. I think he's made a lot of mistakes today that led to really good chances for Chesterfield. So that is why I'm giving him a low mark. And like you say, he has done a couple of good things in that game, but I think he's got the basics wrong a few too many times for me in the game today. That leaves us with Brindley out of the back line then. And what would you say?
No, I think he was all right.
Yeah, I think
he was the best. I think he was the best of the three. And he because a lot of the time Nemain was giving him the ball in positions where he couldn't really progress. His only option was to go back, which the fans obviously weren't happy with. We were going back quite a lot, first half especially, so he then took it on himself to try and drive us forward, and I thought he did that quite a bit. He was one of the better players first half. 6.5.
I'm going to go 6. I think he's shown the ball out a couple of times as well today. I thought he's just really good, isn't he? His footballing brain is really good. You can see him ticking. We'll move into the midfield and go for Jim O'Brien. 8.
8, yeah.
He's gone now. We can give him a real score.
Don't think it was a game for him necessarily. I want to see Bajrami in there, or if we're going to play Jim, I wanted to see 3 out-and-out central midfielders. I feel like Ruben was suppressed first half because he was having to play more further back than he wanted to, and I'd like to have seen someone else in there because I feel like Palmer and Jim were doing 2 people's jobs. Three people's jobs for both of them, where we could have had someone else in there. And I worried when the team news came out whether we'd be overrunning midfield, and every time the ball did get turned over, they had more men than us.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily think it's the game for him. Look, he's played some fantastic games for us this season already. I think the first game this season, or the first time he played this season was decent.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 6.5.
I'm going to say 6. I agree with you. I agree. I don't know if he's fully suited to that role. I feel like he probably suits being a bit more forward.
That's
in my
what I'm
opinion.
saying. In a 3 as well.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
a 3 where the roles are shared.
Yeah. Matty Palmer, I think he was outstanding, especially in the second half. He can turn his way out of anything, Matty Palmer can, and his ball control is second to none. Especially in this league, I am going to give him a 7.
Palmer, yeah, outstanding player, isn't he?
Yeah.
And there's no way, he wasn't in the first couple of games, or he was only playing a half. There's no way if he's fit he loses out his place ever. I know Matt said on one of our videos doesn't see him suited to how we play. We might not see him press. I saw him pressing today. I saw him pressing and winning the ball back, and I saw him dropping deep, getting forward. So I think he's been one of our better players today, and I'm probably going to say 7.
Yeah, no, we agree on that one then. We'll go for Ruben then. Quiet in the first half, I thought, and then I think 15 minutes in the second half as well. But then as soon as the subs were made, and he was told to go a bit more forward and be a bit more aggressive with it, completely different game for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And I'm going to say, I don't know if you've mentioned it in this or with Colin on your video, if Austin plays, Ruben gets more space and he plays better.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, he's a different player. As soon as that sub comes on, those subs, different player completely. And he goes from, genuinely, I knew we were doing the player ratings after the game, and I sat next to you and I said to you, look, I'm going to have to give him a 5 at this point, and I've never given Ruben a 5. And then he goes and plays like that straight after. So again, I think we're trying to find the system. We know that he doesn't necessarily have the players he wants to play that system available through fitness. And when we get all those players back to fitness, I think we're going to a 4 anyway. So I'm going to give Ruben a 6.5. Could have been a 7, but 6.5.
I'm going to give him a 6.5 as well. I'm going to give him a 6.5 because, for that half an hour at the end of the game, he was really good. When he's, like you say, been allowed to have more space. But yeah, the first half sort of lets him down.
But I do think that's the system we played.
Yeah. Oh yeah, without a doubt. We'll move on to Mitchell then. I thought he was all right. I think Colin made a good point. When you look at Mitchell and Langstaff next to each other, they do look like 2 individuals, But obviously Langstaff and Kedwin have that partnership, don't they? So they work as a pair, whereas I thought that was a really good point. But I didn't think he had a bad game. I thought he played quite well. It was difficult for him today.
I thought he was the main man to press. I thought he won headers. To say he didn't have that partnership, I thought it was good. I thought he was all right first half. And he was always going to come off for Scott. Always going to come off. It was like pre-planned. I feel like it was because Scott's we're being told he's not fully fit yet. I thought Kai was all right, 6.5.
Yeah, I'm giving him a 6. Didn't do anything outstanding, but I thought he worked really hard today.
First touch needs to...
Yeah, first touch definitely needs to improve. Langstaff then. Now I've got to say it because I couldn't unsee it after you said it to me. Someone messaged in there, it was James, that he's Jamie Vardy without the hand tape, and like he just is exactly the same player. The way he runs and everything, he gets in behind. He just really is great today. Could have had a hat trick, maybe should have had a hat trick. You know, on for a really good block.
Last season we'd have had a striker that would have missed that chance. Or we'd have had that chance, you know, where he's missed the first one. It was 2-0 down, he's missed the 1-on-1, and I thought to myself, that's the game gone.
Yeah.
But this season, with Langstaff, I don't feel like it is. And I feel like that's something I'm adjusting to. Because you said at one point, when we went 2 down, you said it feels very much like last season.
Yeah.
But I just thought, you know, outstanding to then take those 2 chances, nearly get a hat-trick. And
all the players walking past us here. That's why we keep turning around, because they're all...
Chickson, legend when we had him on the interview.
Real legend.
Langstaff for me, 9. Honestly, 9.
I'm going to say 8.
He nearly got his hat trick.
Yeah, he did, but he didn't. And I'm not down him for that.
Philosopher.
Yeah.
He did, but he didn't.
No, but you know, he could have played Kedwin for you a couple of times, and he has to, you know. And as much as I understand he's desperate to get his hat-trick, I'm desperate for him to get his hat-trick, but I'm also more desperate for Notts to win.
Yeah.
And I think if he plays Kedwin through, Kedwin is through on goal, 1-on-1, and you're backing him to score it, like for me, that's why I'm marking him down 1 mark from what you've given him, because he has to think about the team, I think, and we need to get that early. I'm not being overcritical of him. I'm just saying, for me, that is one thing that
we've got like a goal scorer.
100%. 100%. But if we can have a goal scorer that can make the right decision in the right moment, we've got an amazing player.
I know we have, but goal scorers have the blinkers on. You've scored 2 in a rivalry. The fans are absolutely buzzing. Yeah. You can get a hat trick. When that ball came to him, and I know what the one you're on about, when he could have played Scott through,
and he tried to whip it
in his head. He's just scored 2. He's thinking, I've got this. I've definitely got this. So that's why I don't think he played him through. I think if the game's 0-0, I think he does play it.
I understand it, but he just has to do that in that moment for me. He has to. But like I say, I'm not being overcritical of him.
Fair enough, though.
Yeah, that's just the way I saw it. We'll go on to subs.
Let's go Bajrami first, because I've got more to speak about. I think Bajrami came on. There was a point, again, I'm comparing this to last season. The ball was running out of play, and I thought he was just going to hoof this out. Controlled it, played up the line, we carried on the attack. Calm, strong, big. How his head's not been knocked off from that free kick, I don't know. Yeah. Should he have come back on?
I bet he was chasing rainbows after that one.
But I just think he's calm, and I just think he's a big presence in our own box, and I think we're going to see him as a presence in the opposition box from set pieces this season, and for that reason I'm going to give him a 6.5.
I'm going to give him a 6. I'd like to see him a lot more as well, you know, rumoured to be joining League One clubs as well before he joined it. I'd like to see him not off the bench, I'd like to see him starting. We'll go on to Austin then. I think we've already sort of said it, he opens up a lot of space for the players around him because he attracts players, you know.
Was it 2 assists? I think it might have been.
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, it don't get much better, does it, really, for a sub that's like an attacking midfielder. I think he's great. It's the first time I've seen him play, actually. Or is it? Yeah, it is. He was great, he really was, and he allowed Ruben to have more space and get into the game a lot more, so I'm going to give him a 7.
I'm going to give him an 8.
Yeah.
I thought he's so good when I've seen him. Yeah. He's so good. Back to the Forest friendly when I first properly saw him, nearly spent one in the bottom corner. He's so lively. He's not the quickest player, but he makes up for it. He's dangerous, very dangerous. And I can see why Kidderminster fans are absolutely gutted he left.
Yeah. Final one then, Kedwin Scott.
Let me tell you, once he scores, he's getting a hatful. Yeah. Once he scores, he's getting a hatful.
We need to get them together. Langstaff and Scott need to be starting games together, because as soon as they were on that pitch together, it was frightening. I'd hate to have been a Chesterfield fan sitting there at 2-2, because the amount of chances that those two were, you know, sort of creating and mustering up together was fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think he starts against Halifax. Yeah. I honestly do.
I'm going to give him a 7.
I'm going to give him a 7.
Yeah, brilliant. That wraps that up then. First game back for me, second game back for Tom. It is great to be back down the lane. It could have been a lot worse today. But as always, thanks for watching, guys. Please like, comment and subscribe.